Their best chance of stopping the driver safely will be with the help of air support.
It gives us the ability to just back off, take the pressure out of the pursuit, and ultimately we know in your back of your mind, if the helicopter's there, they're not getting away.
Yeah, X-ray Tango 56, still great on road. Is the helicopter available, please?
Negative, X-ray 99's offline at the consortium.
The helicopter isn't available and the motorway cops are on their own. But the car is now heading towards Bradford's narrow back streets.
He's more than likely a local lad. He'll know those roads like the back of his hands. So it's quite difficult to put a sort of a coherent strategy into place to stop him when he knows where he's going. You know, it's his home patch at the end of the day.
The odds are stacking up against the cops, but they're determined to keep the Corsa in their sights. Back in Bradford, PC's Mick Roth and Rob Jones are still caught up in a dangerous high-speed pursuit, and they have their own concerns about what could lie round the next bend.
All he has to do is turn a corner during that pursuit and run over a person, a child, and kill them. And then the whole game changes.
Mick and Rob don't want to lose the Corsa, but they also need to keep their distance.
You're very conscious not to push them too hard or push them into making manoeuvres that they shouldn't be making, because you're very aware that they're not looking at what's in front of them. They're more than likely paying a lot of attention to what's behind them and seeing how close the blue lights are.
Speed is now 60. Yeah, approaching lights on red, stand by. And it's a left, left, left through the red lights onto Little Orton Lane, going downhill. Stay left, left, left onto, stand by. Safety check. Round a left-hand bend. Put it here. Decamp. Go on. Stand still! What's it dropped? One runner. Me and Ross are together.
He can run all he likes, he's not going to kill anybody running. Whereas if he carries on driving like he was in the car, the chances are, at some point, he's going to have an accident.
I've gone to ground on the side alley off of where we lost him. Over here, decamp.
The drivers vanished into the darkness.
Okay, keep an eye on this.
Search.
Just by way of description, white male, I would guess 17, 19, 20 years of age, slim build, dark blue Adidas tracksuit bottoms, dark hooded top, trainers. Where this lad's run, the last road I gave, there's a school to the offside that we're running up, what appears to be a school. There's a set of playing fields, and I think the lad's in there somewhere.
I think we'd have seen him run there, wouldn't we, Rob?
Yeah, he's got to be over here. He couldn't, if he'd gone up there, we'd have seen him. He can't get over that fence. He's got to have dived over here or in that spare land.
A dog team is called in. But they're too late to help.
There's no indications at all leading into that area. All units on to resume unless there's any further requests. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It stings, the fact that they've got away, because you always think, what if we'd have had another 5 minutes and we could have got people and boxed it? What if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? And I think if you don't do that, you become complacent and it doesn't make you as sharp, and you're not as committed anymore. So I think it's good to have that sting to say, next time I will be better, next time I will do better.
The driver jumped out of the car when it was still moving, and it's been badly damaged.
He's come to decamp here, door open, and just smashed it into. He's jumped out, and that's carried on and into the lamppost.
Good job, well done. Let's just sort of get him now.
He's made a mess, hasn't he? Right. The car he was in is displaying one registration plate. The tax disc in that car, he's displaying another. So I'm tipping the chances are it's a stolen car. I've not had a chance to check the registration plate on the tax disc yet, but like I said, the presumption is it's a stolen car. Why else would you change the plates? It's been doing burglaries, quite a common thing to do. That way the vehicle can't be traced. So again, it's another line of inquiry. We'll see how far we get.
All they can do now is look for evidence. Rob returns to the alleyway where they lost the driver.
You know he's off on his toes and you're not going to get him there and then. Your brain switches to catching him in the long term, if you like.
Basically, when the lads decamped and run up that ginnel, Ross and I have chased after him, and as he's got to a particular point, I've seen something come to the right-hand side. I don't know if he's discarded it or it's just dropped out of his coat, but it's come from him. After we've completed the search, I've gone back, and the only two items there are the William Hill betting slip from today, with a time and a date on, so I'm quite sure they'll be able to see who got that. And the other thing is, it's one of those shoe covers that you get when you go look around show homes or when Sky come to your house.
There's still a chance that they can match the betting shop CCTV footage with their own in-car footage to link the driver to the Corsa.
You see him drop a glove? He ain't got gloves on as he comes out, which is a bonus, isn't it? I mean, forensically, that's ideal for us. The fact that his fingerprints are going to be somewhere within the cabin area of the car. The fact that he's not wearing gloves and our video proves it. And if we find fingerprints or some forensic link to him, you know, he'll have some stern questions to answer as to why his fingerprints are in the car, so to speak.
It's always nice to find something that you think, I know this particular item is going to link this car to the person that's run away, and I can identify the person that ran away through this particular item. So it's always nice, because you know in the long run he's going to be arrested.
Both leads will be followed up tomorrow. And as the crime team head back into the centre of Bradford, officers in the Central Motorway Police Group also have to decide whether to pursue or not to pursue. On the M42, PC's John Martin and Adam Toll are receiving a report on the radio about another car which might be stolen.
Yeah, hello, we've just had a burglary in progress, vehicle nick off. Can I pass direct response, pass observations to the Solihull area, and obviously yourself,
Here we are. The car could be heading for the motorway, but Adam's not so sure.
Just had a little hunch that it might use some of the back lanes. Thought we'd go and have a little hunt round and see if we could land lucky.
Before Adam became a motorway cop, he used to patrol this neck of the woods, and he knows it well.
I'm going to sit up somewhere in Ockley and Heath, mate. Yes, can you just give us the vehicle details and make model again?
It's an Audi A4 Quattro Black 4-door saloon.
Yeah, that's all received. We're just going into Hockley Heath. We'll go and loiter around there just for a little bit.
Still there?
Yeah, worth it. Give it 10 minutes, something. This is the route. If I'd done one over Wotton Way, mate, and I was going back to Birmingham, this would be the most direct route. That's an A4. That's an A4, mate.
You get to know what a car looks like, and you can just say, that's an Audi, that's a BMW. And it was the shape that went past. You couldn't see any badges, it was just purely the shape of the car.
That's it, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Mike Alpha, Oscar Tango, 4-4. We're behind Oscar Yankee 5-5, uniform Charlie Romeo.
If we put the blue lights on straight away, I wouldn't expect it to stop. I'd expect it to me putting the blue lights on would instigate a potentially dangerous pursuit, which is what we want to try and avoid, because at the end of the day, we could end up causing a death.
Cutthroat Lane towards Earlswood.
Get the helicopter up, mate.
This is where you want your cavalry, this is where you want people near you.
We're in a marked vehicle. There are four up in it.
You're in the middle of the countryside with not many patrols near you, no helicopter available at the time.
It will fail to stop, I'm almost certain of it, if we can get some of the patrols.
And you know that really you're out there on a limb.
Luckily for the cops, the driver doesn't seem to be in a hurry.
I thought to myself, have they actually seen us parked up where we were? And if they haven't, they're obviously not aware who we are behind them, because all you can see is the headlights. Or they're waiting to see what we're going to do first.
I'll get this one, mate.
Bit of a 50-50, really.
But as the driver indicates to pull over, maybe betting on the cops just sailing past, Adam gets his answer.
Yep. Mike Alpha, Oscar Tango, 4-4. We've got a vehicle failing to stop, cutthroat lane, just going over the M42. The speeds at this time are 70 mph.
The cop's 2-ton Volvo is ideal for motorways, but on country roads, the gang's 4-wheel drive Audi is setting the pace.
Unfortunately, the acceleration on the Audi was an awful lot quicker than our Volvo, and it left us standing on the start line.
As they try to catch up, they've got a new problem.
Yep, stuff is being thrown from the vehicle, property being thrown from the vehicle.
I have no idea what engine size it had in there, but it was an awful lot more powerful than us. And it was just had the ability to go around corners like it was on rails.
Speeds are 70 mph. Can you link channels?
Even at 70 miles an hour, the cops aren't catching them, but going faster is fraught with danger.
Their mindset is, we'll do anything we can to get away from the police. They don't care about what risks they take, whose lives they're putting in danger, whether it's their own, us, or members of the public.
Adam and John's only hope is that they can keep the car in their sights until more patrols arrive.
Junction here, mate.
I actually thought to myself, I don't think he's going to make this, he might crash here.
Up ahead, the Audi approaches a junction. It goes the wrong way round the bollards, narrowly missing an oncoming car.
Straight towards Ilswood Lakes.
But the cops have to drop their speed.
Now we're passing Ilswood Lakes on the left, down there.
If we'd have done exactly the same as the Audi did, we'd have got wiped out from the side from a car.
The Audi's now a long way ahead.
He's just gone up there. Yes, he will be coming out into West Mercia. We're going to switch over to West Mercia 1 now, West Mercia 1. YK, Oscar Tango, 4-4. We have a vehicle failing to stop. Ilswood Lakes towards Whittle. Vehicle is a loss, Norton Lane towards Whittle. Well done, mate, nothing more you could do with that.
It just didn't have the gas, did it?
No.
It is frustrating when they get away, but that's the nature of the beast. The old saying is they're creatures of habit and they'll always come again.
Oscar Tango 4-4, can you confirm that?
Yes, we'll go back and see if we can try and locate any property that was thrown out. It was Cutthroat Lane.
At the time, we weren't 100% certain what it was. We looked like a bar or something. So we'd made a decision once we'd lost the vehicle to go back and retrace our steps.
5 miles away, motorway cops Adam Toll and John Martin have returned to the country road where they pursued a gang of burglars. Adam's now looking for evidence that could help track them down.
We believe something was thrown from the vehicle when we were pursuing it down this neck of the road. So I'm just checking at the moment to see if there's anything in the vicinity that's been thrown out. Hopefully it might give us some kind of forensic link to who they are. There we go. Crowbar, yeah.
As Adam bags up the evidence, another officer is on his way to the address of the Audi's registered owner, just in case he is the driver that they're looking for.
I don't know if you're going to knock the door or anything. If it is, the person that was driving was quite a thick-set bloke. Looked really quite big in the seat, whether he's quite tall and of a heavy build.
However, what's much more likely is that the car was using fake registration plates.
Bottom line is, are you going to go out and burgle somewhere in your own car, which is registered and insured to yourself? I mean, only the stupid criminals are going to probably do that. And believe me, some of them do. But, you know, you're automatically thinking, you've just done a burglary, that car is either going to be nicked or it's going to be on false plates.
But I think these are his tracks, actually. It's not the ones that I thought they were. Because that's like a lot. That's too big for an Audi wheel, isn't it?
That's them there, mate.
It's these ones, isn't it? Yeah. We'll catch him later. No doubt. Adam's forensic excellence will aid and assist us in, perhaps tracking it down with fingerprints or otherwise. So we'll see.
Even though we haven't got the suspects at the moment, we could still possibly link them to it by the crowbar or even from the tyre tracks where we've tried to stop the vehicle originally. So we'll just have to wait and see. These things go deeper than just a car chase. There's a lot of background work that'll go into this now.
They'd had a good first half, and then our second half is the after investigation, which is when other people get involved and forensics. So although we don't win the first half, we usually win the second half.
Acting Sergeant Gary Panther and PC Mick Roth of the Regional Road Crime Team are beginning their 10-hour shift in an unmarked car.
Back golfing lane 1 over there.
Yes.
This car may help them get closer to criminals without being spotted, but they believe that something less tangible is what really counts.
I think everybody has an ability to sense something ain't right, that gut feeling where you get that strange feeling that this just doesn't feel right.
Yes, definitely.
On the outskirts of the city near the M1 junction, their instincts kick in after spotting a suspicious-looking vehicle, and they decide to follow it.
You look at it and for a second you assess it, straight away you can tell, even at a distance for the Golf in this one, from that distance you just know, that's just not right, that's worth a second look if you like, and then from then on, that instinct tingles. Just a vehicle that is commonly used by criminality in area, that's all. A Golf, blacked out windows, can't really see who's in it, so it's always worth a little look, see who's using it really. Yeah, runners 1P and C in Niche, please.
Flags out the window.
Just on Flanshaw Way.
Probably about 4 or 5 when I thought about being a police officer. It's just the only job I can see myself doing, even at that young age. It just interested me. The unfortunate thing, I had to wait so long until I was old enough.
Gary and Mick have a reputation for getting results along the M1 corridor, hunting down lawbreakers.
Being a copper is a job that is needed, and somebody's got to stand up and be counted. Somebody's got to put themselves forward, put themselves in harm's way to make sure other people are looked after in society.
A flash of the blue lights tell the driver of the GTI to pull over.
He's off, lad.
Come on. So I sit there thinking, I'm not going to get out and walk. It's a bit of a Mexican standoff. I'm not going to get out and walk because I don't think you're going to stop. And lo and behold, his will broke before ours and off he went.
Belt. X-ray Tango Sierra 2.
Gary and Mick's instincts have paid off.
X-ray Tango Sierra 2 urgent.
Now they need backup.
Sierra 2, we have a vehicle failing to stop on Flanshaw Lane at Luxit. It is safe to continue at this time. We're double crew, TPAC trained in an unmarked vehicle fitted with lights and sirens. Can I have authority for TPAC, please? You hear the term TPAC used a lot because it's an abbreviation of the tactics we use, which are tactical pursuit and containment. We are in a pursuit situation with the vehicle. Can we have authority to continue TPAC, and is 9 available? The role that I adopted is the role of ground commander. There is a ground commander in a pursuit and there is an incident commander in the pursuit. The incident commander has overall view and control of the pursuit. They're in the control room and they use my commentary, so what I'm saying, back to them, to make a decision on whether they're going to allow the pursuit to continue or not. We are left onto Bailey Road, speed is 70, it is safe to continue at this time.
Thank you, you have your obligation to start tactical pursuit criteria.
Yes, we are still Batley Road, generally back towards Dewsbury.
While they wait for the decision to continue or stand down, they're doing all they can to keep up.
Yes, that's that knowledge. We are overtaking vehicles wrong side of the road on Batley Road. He knows he's struggling to get away, and you could see that his risk started to go up. Back to the correct, speed is 70 and increasing. Is 99 available, and a dog to the area, please.
99 is the call sign of the air support unit, but police helicopters are a scarce resource. But it's the only way they've got of guaranteeing they don't lose the GTI.
He certainly knows that there will be a point where it'll be called off. And he knows if that can happen before the helicopter gets there, he's going to get away.
The cops are trained to drive safely at speed. The GTI driver is not. He's pushing himself and the car to the limit and chancing a deadly head-on collision.
You've got to look at yourself. If I continue to chase him here, am I putting other people in danger? Is my presence forcing him to do that?
As they race through a small town, 50 miles an hour above the 30 limit, the stakes are rising.
You can see 30-mile-an-hour speed limits approaching. My worst fear is that there's somebody crossing the road. There's going to be pedestrian crossings, there's going to be slow-moving traffic.
Concern is mounting. Unsuspecting pedestrians and drivers could easily be caught up in the pursuit. The cops need to stop the GTI before it becomes too dangerous and they're ordered to stand down. Near Dewsbury, Acting Sergeant Gary Panther and PC's Mick Roth have a more immediate problem. They've been tailing a GTI at high speed for 5 minutes and the driver is becoming increasingly reckless.
They know really what we do and how we're trained, and they know the more they push it, the sillier the risks they take, we won't follow. Pursuit, get units to Leeds Road, please. We are now approaching Leeds Road at Dewsbury. Pursuit, get local units into area, please, as well, in case he does decamp. Is 99 lifting for this?
99 is the call sign for air support, and they're catching up with the ground pursuit.
Speed 70, back to the correct. Safe to continue at this time.
Pursuit, we are continuing. We are now Haybeck Lane, generally still towards Leeds Road, Dewsbury Road, in Dewsbury. Just approaching Leeds Road now, stand by for direction. We are continuing straight across Leeds Road, lights are green, it is safe to continue. Overtaking vehicles wrong side of the road. Speed 70, back to the correct, safe to continue at this time.
Get towards Batley now, mate.
Get Stinger units to Batley if we can, please. We're generally towards Batley.
In his desperation to get away, the Golf driver clips another car.
And it's contact with another member of the public vehicle cell.
As Gary and Mick slow down to avoid doing the same thing, they lose the GTI.
To me, in my mind, immediately I'm thinking as ground commander, this guy is going to stop at nothing to get away from us now. And at that point, we'd backed off. It is continuing. I think it is only minor damage. We are generally towards Bradford Road still.
Lost him, mate.
Keep going. He won't turned off at that speed.
Those very few seconds immediately after, you're thinking it's all, well, this is finished, they're going to abandon the car and run off and we'll never find out who they were or what they've done.
Oh yeah, he's braking.
Is that there? Straight round.
It's right into the estate and we're onto Clutton Street. We're onto Clutton Street into the estate and it's a temporary loss at this time. Is 99 overhead at all? Luckily the helicopter arrived just in the nick of time. I mean just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it looks like a bailout coming up.
Yeah, 99, we've lost him on near West Street, Clutton Street off Suthill Lane. It's an offside junction as you're travelling towards Batley. He's in that estate somewhere.
Both the driver and the passenger flee from the Golf.
Oh, sorry, the decamper from the black vehicle.
So give me a location, please.
Just wait one.
And there were a few seconds where there were very little said. I think the helicopter were looking round for him.
It's not nicked, it's decamped off Suthill Lane somewhere. Andy, are you with it at all? 99, where's he gone? We're with car now. It's abandoned in near Grace Leather Lane.
Reverse from there, coming back out onto the road, and go on you straight ahead. Reverse from there and go on you straight ahead.
The driver's gone to ground, but air support is tracking the passenger.
Unfortunately, we've lost the driver to the right.
Right.
It's just crossing 100 yards up in grey trousers, grey top.
And Gary and Mick are onto him.
He's either going to see the police car and run, or he's going to try and bluff it out. This guy decided he was going to try and act completely innocent. Come here. All right. You're under arrest, pal. Suspicion of theft of motor vehicle. Stand still. Don't mess about. Do not mess about. Get someone to the car. We've got passenger under arrest. You right, wait a minute.
With the passenger under arrest, the hunt now turns to the driver, who, despite air support and officers on the ground, seems to have disappeared.
From 99, apologies for that. Lost driver, he crouched down somewhere.
X-ray Tango 18, that's received.
The car's not nicked, is it?
What?
Is the car
Lock it,
nicked?
stand with him, stand with him.
In an estate just off the M1 in Dewsbury, Acting Sergeant Gary Panther and PC Mick Roth have caught the passenger of a car they've been pursuing. But the driver has vanished.
It took a little bit of time for the dust to settle, if you like, and he hadn't been immediately caught, the driver. So we just asked the helicopter to say, look, go back. Where did you last see him? Because he's not disappeared down a manhole cover.
From 99, within the flats we have got an open door. We can't say that the driver went in there, but we have got an open door in the flats just off Broomsdale Road.
While Mick takes charge of the hunt for the driver, Gary has found the Golf.
Car's been abandoned on Broomdale Road. Keys obviously still in the ignition. I believe the helicopter have got a possible location for the others, so other officers are off to that location at the moment and have just going to come and secure the vehicle, so no offenders can come back to it and drive off in it.
600 feet above them, the cops are searching the area the driver was last seen in.
Lost driver, he crouched down somewhere. We've just got thermal come online now.
But it's a warren, and even their thermal imaging camera can't detect anything.
To that officer who's coming back towards the aircraft, it was the first buildings you checked, just to your rear now, the ones with the green door and then the ones with the red door. He disappeared around there somewhere. Your colleague's just checking those now.
Gary's keen to discover why the driver of the GTI was so desperate to escape.
Strong links to drug supply, so potentially the occupants could have had some on them, or there could be some still in the vehicle, so it'd be for us to search them and see whatever's inside, if in fact there is anything.
3-2, where's that location? 100% sure.
More officers are called to the scene to help with the hunt for the driver, but they don't have an exact description of him. And innocent passers-by are adding to the confusion.
All them bottles will need season.
3-2.
All them bottles in there will need season.
Obviously they've run off from the vehicle at a late time when they're interviewed. They might deny being in that vehicle. So for us to get some evidence, DNA evidence from whether it be drinks bottle that's in there, fingerprint evidence, it could be a cigarette butt that's been left in the ashtray or somewhere in the vehicle. If we can seize those and it comes back with their DNA on, then it lends itself again to the fact that they have been in that vehicle.
An eyewitness comes forward with some information.
X-ray Tango Sierra 2 from a member of public. Only 2 males were in this vehicle. Driver was an Asian male wearing a light blue hooded top.
He ran round towards the rear of those flats. That's where we last saw him.
Mick is determined to track his man down.
I'm like a dog with a bone, really. I'll not let anything go. So I'm walking up towards a block of houses, and the helicopter's saying, we last saw him round the back of that house, and then he hasn't come out. That's your first port of call, and that was my first port of call. He's not there, he's not there. He was last seen here. He must be in here somewhere.
Towards the little outhouse.
Gary and another officer discover why the driver was so keen to get away.
That's a drugs press.
Vehicle.
Drugs press, I think. No,
Oh, yeah.
press there,
Yeah.
and there's
No gear
like,
at all?
well,
just residue?
looks like there's residue underneath it for me.
Yeah.
Heroin residue.
Yeah.
It looked like heroin dust, and inside the suitcase was a press, which is used to obviously compact the heroin into a solid block, as it were, which is how it often gets transported from the bigger dealers. We obviously looked at that and thought this is part of a bigger picture.
100 yards away, Mick's searching the last of the flats.
4-6.
And as you can see the flat doors downstairs, check them immediately, they're locked and secured. I'm thinking he's not in any of these. As I walked upstairs, only until I got to the top step, I turned and was confronted by him literally hiding in the corner. And I can see him hiding.
Get some cuffs up here! Keep out your pockets. Drop your phone. Drop it! Just drop your phone now. Do as you're told.
In my eyes, at that moment in time, my life could have been in danger because his hands were hidden, he could have had a weapon. So I'm going to use whatever tools I have, which ultimately are my mouth and my personal protective equipment, to dominate that situation. That guy needs to know that we're in charge and don't try anything.
Right, you locked up, pal. Obviously. Got some ID on you?
Yeah, driver of the vehicle located in the flats at the 16 that's 99 above.
That's received, thank you. Did all units receive? I believe we have both now.
He's now been arrested by my colleagues. We're just going to seize the relevant items that are obvious to us at the time. It'll get recovered for forensic work, and hopefully we can link him to the vehicle if he in fact denies it. But I think we're quite adamant that it is the right driver. The helicopters followed him away, and he's been detained by officers close by. So, all in all, good job so far. It's 1-0 to us, isn't it?
I think they're just idiots. I think they have no comprehension of what life's about. They have no comprehension of the value of life. They've not seen what I've seen, or my colleagues for that matter. And I think if they had and if they'd lived it, they wouldn't do it.
The cops in the Central Motorway Police Group patrol more than 600 miles of roads. It's the hub of Britain's motorway network. Every day, more than 200,000 cars pass through here. The best way to keep tabs on the cars and their drivers is a system called ANPR.
Automatic number plate recognition is a tool in your toolbox that you can use to give you some guidance as to which vehicles to look at. An alarm bell rings to say that car there is worth stopping because X, Y, and Z. Whether it be a disqualified driver, whether it be carrying drugs, whether it be stolen number plates, whatever that happens to be. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, basically.
BC's Angus Nairn and Harvey Prescott are on the M5, responding to an ANPR alert about a car which they think is being used by an illegal immigrant.
Right, black Volkswagen Golf, Lima Sierra 56, Zulu Papa Zulu. So we're going to see if it comes past us and then stop the vehicle, check out who the occupants are and whether they are entitled to be in the country.
Yes.
Aye, that'll do us.
That'll be the one.
Mike Alpha Tango 13. The Golf is committed southbound. We're playing catch up. Received over.
Nationwide, ANPR cameras read up to 15 million number plates every day, but the system has its limitations. Although ANPR can identify the car, it can't tell the cops if the driver is the man they're after.
Hi gentlemen, do you have the documentation for the car on you? Just come to give me a seat in the car, I'll explain why you've been stopped. If you can bring the documents with you that you've got, driver's licence, do you have the insurance for it? Thank you. Have you got a driver's licence?
The driver does have some ID, a bank card and a fixed penalty notice for using his phone, which should help the cops verify his details.
Just take a wee seat in there.
How are you? You okay?
How are you?
You all right?
You all right, mate?
This is you here?
Yeah, this is my address.
The man hasn't got any photo ID to prove he's the man referred to on the documents.
What's your first name?
It's Matullah Sahak.
All right. Where are you travelling to?
Bristol.
Bristol?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What is the purpose of your trip? Why are you going to Bristol?
Bristol, this is my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just going to visit?
Visit, yeah.
Visit your friend. He come across there with his fixed penalty tickets, he had letters from solicitors. He's got loads of stuff and you think, don't really doubt him because he's genuinely given us all this stuff over. But you still want to go that extra wee bit just to make sure you've covered all the points. Thank you. Can you find out if any of the tasking team are at headquarters or if there's somebody out and about near Junction 6 with a lantern device, please, over? The lantern device is basically a small fingerprint machine. It's a portable fingerprint device, and it's one of the best tools we have. And as soon as somebody puts their finger on it, it will then send that fingerprint straight to our fingerprint bureau.
That's all received, thank you. Substantive, 3 points for that offence.
Oh, he has got them?
Mm-hmm.
With the points on his licence checking out on the police national computer, it seems the man thereafter is another person who drives the Golf. But even so, Angus wants to run him through the lantern just to make sure.
I think he has a genuine, let's say, an individual. I don't suspect he's going to come back as an illegal immigrant or an overstayer, unless he's a really good liar. So it'll be 2 minutes and then we'll let him go.
150 miles away in West Yorkshire, PC's Gary Panther and Jim Duffy are touring the back streets of Halifax. At the junction ahead, they've spotted 2 young lads in a black Seat Leon.
When we saw that one, the 2 lads in it did look young. Obviously, quite a nice vehicle. Have they stole it and they're going to use it to commit crime? In a split second, that's what goes through your head when it goes past. You've got to make a decision whether you're going to go have a look at it or not.
A pedestrian crossing the road is a chance to get alongside for a quick word. But the men don't want to stop for a chat with the cops.
Sorry, lost my flash.
Chasing cars into the back streets is always risky.
We've just got to gauge how dangerous it is and what risks he's taking. Is he going to be putting innocent members of the public at risk as a result of his driving, or are we going to be putting members of the public at risk by continuing to pursue him and forcing him to do something that he doesn't want to do?
A check on the plates reveals that the Seat is a hire car, which raises their suspicions that this is not a simple fail to stop.
It's a game to us as much as it is to them. The criminals don't want us to catch them and we want to catch them, so it's the old cops and robbers game.
Yes, we're in altitude.
Although you have been suspected of dispute there, I remind you of your responsibility.
Even with a second car behind Gary, the hot hatch's manoeuvrability is proving more than a match for the cops.
2 Asian occupants have already discarded something from the vehicle. They're fine.
You get to Seat Leons, VW Golfs and Audi A3s. I don't know why, they just love them. But in and around the estates I suppose they're quite quick, and if we're behind them in a larger car it might be difficult for us to keep up.
With the driver unable to outrun the cops, he's giving up. But his passenger has other ideas, leaving the driver to take the rap.
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of possession of offensive flagging stand. Is somebody being back to where that's been thrown out? Yeah, Gazza's gone now, that's where he's gone.
The cops believe something was ditched during the chase, and Gary's gone to find it. While the search for the driver's mate and the discarded package continues, in Halifax, the cops' search for the passenger who fled from the Seat Leon has proved fruitless. Although there's no sign of any drugs in the car, they have found the object thrown from it.
We've got some just regular up as Gary, one of our officers, saying that they found a Kinder Egg containing some Class A drugs that they've discarded from the vehicle. So, good job, all in all.
Yeah, they've discarded a it's the inside. Well, it's the shell of a Kinder Egg, where the little toy comes in. It's often used to store drugs because it can be put into places that you normally won't put them. So they've obviously discarded that when I've gone and picked it up. There's a quantity of Class A drugs inside. What was suspected to be Class A drugs, there's a number of individual wraps.
As well as a drugs charge, the driver is also facing several motoring offences.
The gentleman indicates to me that it's a hire vehicle and he doesn't think he has permission to drive it. So he's been arrested on suspicion of possession of a controlled drug with intent to supply others, failing to stop for vehicle or police vehicle, taking the vehicle without the honest consent and dangerous driving.
You've got some marks at the side of your head and your chin of it. Having fun and games, you got any injuries there?
He's been pulled out of the vehicle inadvertently. That might be from coming out, but they've not been intentional, and the gentleman knows that. We are really getting under the skin of people who are dealing drugs, of people that are involved in level 2 offences which are impacting on the community. That's what we're doing the majority of the time.
Motorway is unusually quiet, and so the cops on the Central Motorway Police Group are hunting for trouble elsewhere. Angus and Harvey are on the outskirts of Birmingham on the lookout for a drink driver who made off from officers a short time ago. The car passing them, a VW Polo, isn't the drink driver, but it may be something just as interesting.
Harvey noticed the Polo driving past and just happened to say, "That doesn't look right." So we thought, yeah, let's go and have a look.
Before they pull it over, Angus is running a check to find out who they're dealing with.
Thank you, we're on Monmouth Road. Looking at Victor Kilo 07, Hotel Zulu Golf, should be a black Polo received over. Is he going round in circles?
Yeah, if he goes right again, he will have gone round in a circle.
Yeah, received. We're still currently, well, Adams Hill now, and he seems to be going round in circles. We're going to go and see if he'll stop. Yeah, stand by. We've illuminated him, but he's still not stopping. At this time, we have a fail to stop, fail to stop, fail to stop. Going to go into Yankee Mike.
This is not a high-speed chase, but the cops still need authorization to pursue.
We have a fail to stop, fail to stop, fail to stop. And you could see the speed. He was doing 35, 40 and a 30 mile an hour limit. We'd sort of suspected he'd be looking for somewhere to decamp near some houses or near to some alleyways that they can then get out on foot. We're on Adams Hill. Permission to pursue the vehicle, please.
But this time, there's no need for the go-ahead.
Oh, sorry, stung. The vehicle's been stung. Stand by.
Another unit up ahead has punctured the Polo's tyres.
These other two officers round the corner couldn't have been placed any better, and they just heard my commentary saying the direction of travel, the road we were on, and they thought, they're coming straight down on our throat. We didn't even realise it was there because they never had a chance to shout up and say they were there because it happened so quick. And it was literally, I just clocked the stinger hitting the deck.
We have 3 detained.
Solid 223, many thanks.
All right, bud. Should have stopped.
How come they come after me anyway?
Because?
Charlie 67 on the log.
What's the score with the motor?
Oh, that's what I mean. I don't know why you come after me.
Huh?
I don't know why you come after me for it.
Say again?
I got a licence in it, but the car's legal.
Why didn't you stop then?
I don't know. Just panicking, innit?
Why didn't you stop?
Panicking.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Whose car is it?
Mine.
Charlie 66.
Man! You fool!
Me and my mate had that car today. I buy and sell cars, that's all.
Why didn't you stop then? Oh, you idiot. All right, you're obviously under arrest for failing to stop, all right? And no licence, no insurance.
Can you do the chassis number, I forgive you, the one that's displayed in the vehicle, please?
Angus has spotted a discrepancy with the vehicle's identity.
The control room's given the last 6 of the chassis number, but it's different for the 6 that's on this here.
The chassis number on the Polo doesn't correspond with the car's registration plates, which could mean it's stolen.
Bravo 23, following a burglary with keys of us.
That's all received, thank you. All right, you're under arrest on suspicion of burglary, all right?
Burglary?
Yeah, the car was stolen from a burglary. All right, you're still under caution, okay?
Yes, she's now confirmed that it's an outstanding stolen from 5 days ago on the chassis number we've given her now.
The driver and his friends are being taken to the police station.
Have you come, young man?
As well as asking some questions about the stolen Polo, the cops will run checks to see if any of them have been in trouble before.
Subsequent inquiries revealed that the vehicle was on false plates and was an outstanding stolen vehicle.
The driver is on the system. He's on licence for a prior conviction and he'll be recalled to prison.
Normally a recall to prison means that somebody's been let out early for good behaviour or whatever. The courts will decide to let them out early, but they're on licence then, so that if they misbehave again or get into trouble, then they can be recalled straight back to prison and continue the sentence that they had been let off, early for. It's where, bad boys belong at the end of the day. Some people you can have a bit of banter with, a bit of a laugh and a joke, and you do maybe feel a wee bit sorry for them in some situations. But the likes of this lad, I don't have any time for them. I couldn't really sit and have a conversation with them because, I mean, I look at them as just being the lowest of the low kind of style. So we got the stolen car back, disqualified driver, no other damage to anybody else, and one of the shortest pursuits I think I've had.
10 miles east of Birmingham on the M6, PC's Andy Collins and Dal Najjar are racing to reach a car that's trying to outrun traffic officers who are in hot pursuit.
Basically responding to a vehicle that's failed to stop for a local traffic unit. It's entered the motorway and we're just making progress towards it.
The traffic car's updating other units as they try to stop the speeding car. But they're travelling so fast, the fear is the motorway cops won't be able to catch up with the chase.
It's going as almost as quick as we're going, so it's getting... We're not that far behind, but...
All the time we was trying to gain on it, so we was trying to get more vehicles, police vehicles with it, and try and get the helicopter up as well to help with the pursuit, because that's the best tool that we've got.
The police helicopter travels at more than 130 miles an hour, but more importantly, it doesn't have to follow the roads, so it can get above a chase in a matter of minutes.
We are attending, we're about a minute away over. Oscar 1, continue.
As the helicopter heads cross-country, on the ground, PC's Collins and Najjar are also pushing their car to the limit and are in sight of the chase.
Oscar Tango 2-2, we are behind you now.
Oscar Tango 2-2, can you move on? I think we need to get this on the road ASAP.
Yes, we are in a Range Rover. I don't know if you guys want to do a passing manoeuvre and we'll take over Pursuit Commander over.
PC Najjar's taken control on the ground, and his plan is to surround the car and force it to stop.
Get into that lane, mate. Get into the third lane.
Speed is 100 miles an hour. Try and keep in mind, it's one Asian male driver. Get in front, go.
Stay here, stay here.
Think about time, stay around. Call anyway, you're trying to keep him on the motorway.
Surrounding a speeding car on the motorway is a risky manoeuvre, but one the cops are experts in.
They want him staying on,
We ideally wanted to keep it on the motorway, but the car wasn't being driven, it was being driven quite dangerously.
Speed is 100 miles an hour. It's changing lanes from 3 to 1.
But just as the cops get into position, the driver sees a way out, a junction up ahead. It's just what they don't need. With seconds to spare, the driver takes a sharp left towards the exit. The cops' plans have gone out the window. They'll have to think again.
It's no good just pursuing a car. We've got to have a plan to be able to stop it safely.
A chase off the motorway through busy streets can be much more dangerous. The traffic patrol offers an extreme solution. Tactical contact means deliberately hitting the car and forcing it to stop, but it's rarely sanctioned, and this is no exception.
Tactical contact is not authorised. Use to back up, lead it to the helicopter. Alpha Oscar 1, confirm you have got eyeball.
To confirm, we are above and we are recording over.
With the arrival of the chopper, senior officers have decided it's safer to pull back.
Yeah, basically the helicopter's above now. We're into the Warwickshire area onto A Road, so we're backing off because the helicopter will give the commentary and it's more safer then. At the moment, we're just going to think of some tactics now. Just bear with me.
With the helicopter keeping an eye on where the car is going, the cops regroup to plan their next move.
Have we got anyone with Stinger ahead of us?
If they can get ahead of the car, they can use a Stinger strip to puncture its tyres and bring it to a stop.
What we're trying to do is get this vehicle stung and hopefully go for that perception. If not, if we get a chance, we will T-pack this. We will do what we call a boxing manoeuvre on this vehicle.
We were on country roads, some of them were unlit. He was going at high speed, sometimes on the wrong side of the road as well. So, you know, you're always thinking at the back of your mind what could happen.
YJ, he's into the village and we've got about an hour's worth of fuel on it.
The plan depends on the helicopter keeping tabs on the car and letting the cops with the Stinger know exactly where it's headed.
Tango Charlie 7-4, we're in Greenford now with Stinger.
Charlie 7-4 in Brinklow with Stinger. Alpha Oscar 1, update, Evans. Roger, Alpha Oscar 1, still B4027, I think it was, about to enter Brinklow. Towards Brinklow, Tango Charlie unit, call sign in Brinklow with Stinger. Call sign again, Evans.
The Stinger unit's in place, but something's gone wrong.
Did they sting him there? Because there was a car sat there.
7-4, we weren't quick enough.
The cops were in the right place, but they couldn't get the Stinger deployed in time.
Stand by, he's coming to a T-junction in the village. I'll tell you which way he's going. Stand by one.
They need to devise a new plan of action, but their luck may have turned.
I don't think this bloke knows where he's going, does he?
Yeah, he's just gone lights out. He did an immediate right at the T-junction, then a first left.
The driver may be lost, but 600 feet above him, the chopper can see exactly where he's going.
Right, he's come out of Brinklow and he's on an unnamed road towards Coventry Way. Dead end, we think.
Now it's the driver who needs a new plan.
He's Alpha Oscar 1 for update.
With the road ahead blocked, he veers into the bushes looking for a way out. But his car is going nowhere.
YJ, all units make the night, son. All units make the night, son. Vehicle stopped.
Immediately, the car is surrounded by the cops.
It was a bit of a hectic scene because we thought that these males had run off into the fields. But when I went over to the vehicle, all these about 4 or 5 people were still in the vehicle.
Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3, get up.
We'll worry about that later, matey.
Yeah, basically, the vehicle's come to arrest. The occupants haven't gone for... they haven't legged it, so I think we've got 4 in custody. As you can see, the car's obviously lost control, come to the dead end and crashed.
There are 4 teenagers, but the one the cops really want is the driver, who's tried to pull a fast one.
The driver's trying to be clever and he jumped into the back seat, so he couldn't be identified as the driver, but luckily one of the traffic vehicles that were behind it originally could ID the driver straight away.
Because the driver's too young to have a licence, the cops suspect he's taken the car without the owner's consent, and that may also explain why he took such risks to try to get away. The use of police helicopters to keep track of criminals trying to flee from the cops is on the increase.